Have you ever opened your eyes in the middle of the night, looked at the clock and realized it was almost exactly 3 o'clock in the morning? Maybe it happens once in a while, or maybe it happens so often that you've started expecting it. You wake up, you turn over, you try to go back to sleep, but your mind suddenly becomes alert. Minutes pass. Sometimes an hour passes. And before you know it, you're exhausted, frustrated, and wondering what is happening to your body. If you're over 60, you're certainly not alone. Millions of older adults across America report waking up between 2 and 4 in the morning on a regular basis. Most assume it's simply part of getting older. They tell themselves, well, I'm getting older. I guess this is just normal. But what if that's not the whole story? What if your body is trying to tell you something? You see, waking up at 3 in the morning isn't always random. In many cases, it can be a clue that your sleep cycle has changed, a clue that your hormones are shifting, a clue that your blood sugar is unstable, or even a clue that an underlying health condition is quietly developing beneath the surface. As a physician who has spent years helping older adults understand the aging process, I've learned something very important. Our bodies rarely do anything without a reason. When a pattern appears night after night, there is usually an explanation behind it. And here's the good news. Once you understand why it's happening, there are practical steps you can take to improve your sleep and protect your health. Because sleep is not just about feeling rested. Deep, uninterrupted sleep affects your memory, your immune system, your heart, your metabolism, your mood, and even how long you live. Poor sleep doesn't simply make you tired the next day. Over time, it can influence nearly every system in your body. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the hidden reasons why so many seniors wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning every night. Some of these reasons may surprise you, and one of them might explain exactly what has been happening to you. I'm Dr. Sage Sr., and by the end of this video, you'll understand what your body may be trying to tell you and what you can do to finally enjoy a deeper, healthier night's sleep. Let's begin with something that almost every older adult experiences, even if they don't realize it. Your internal body clock changes with age. Inside your brain is a tiny area called the biological clock. It works around the clock, controlling when you feel sleepy and when you feel awake. It also helps regulate hormone production, body temperature, metabolism, and many other essential functions. When we're younger, this system is remarkably efficient. Our brains produce healthy amounts of melatonin, often called the sleep hormone. Melatonin signals to the body that it's time to sleep and helps keep us asleep throughout the night. But as we grow older, something begins to change. The brain gradually produces less melatonin, the sleep cycles become lighter, deep sleep becomes shorter, and the ability to stay asleep for long periods starts to decline. This means that a sound you wouldn't have noticed 20 years ago may suddenly wake you up. A slight change in room temperature may disturb your sleep. A brief trip to the bathroom may leave you fully awake. In other words, aging doesn't necessarily mean you need less sleep. It means your brain often has more difficulty maintaining sleep. Think of it like this. When you were younger, your sleep was like being in a deep, quiet ocean. It took a lot to disturb you. As you age, your sleep becomes more like floating near the surface of the water. Even a small ripple can wake you up. This is one reason many seniors wake up around 3 in the morning. At that hour, your body is naturally transitioning between different stages of sleep. Because your sleep is lighter than it once was, your brain may become fully awake instead of smoothly moving into another sleep cycle. And once you're awake, falling back asleep can become difficult. You may start thinking. You may worry about tomorrow. You may replay old memories or focus on physical discomforts. Suddenly, what began as a brief awakening turns into an hour of lying in bed staring at the ceiling. But here's something important to remember. A changing body clock explains only part of the mystery. There is another hidden process taking place inside your body during these early morning hours, and for many seniors, it plays an even bigger role in those repeated 3 o'clock wake-ups. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Now let's talk about something that most people rarely think about when it comes to sleep. Your liver. During the day, your body is busy digesting food, moving around, processing information, and responding to countless demands. But at night, your body shifts into repair mode, and one of the hardest working organs during this time is your liver. While you're sleeping, your liver helps regulate blood sugar, process hormones, remove waste products, and support the body's natural recovery processes. It works quietly behind the scenes, and most of the time, you never notice it. But as we age, these processes can become less efficient. The liver may not regulate blood sugar as smoothly as it once did. Hormone metabolism may slow down. Inflammation can increase. The body's recovery systems may become less coordinated. When this happens, your nervous system can become more easily stimulated during the night, and that stimulation can wake you up. Some people notice that they wake up with a dry mouth. Others wake up feeling unusually warm or sweaty. Some experience a sense of restlessness or discomfort that they cannot fully explain. Then comes the frustrating part. You feel tired, yet you cannot fall back asleep. This is because your brain has temporarily shifted into a more alert state. Many older adults assume that waking up at 3 in the morning means they have insomnia. But sometimes the issue isn't the sleep itself. Sometimes the body is struggling to maintain its overnight repair and recovery processes. Think about your body as a house undergoing maintenance every night. When everything is functioning properly, repairs happen quietly in the background. But if one system is struggling, alarms begin to go off, the lights come on, and suddenly you're awake. This doesn't mean that your liver is damaged or that something serious is necessarily wrong, but it does remind us of something important. Sleep and overall health are deeply connected. Your organs do not stop working simply because you close your eyes. In fact, some of the most important healing activities happen while you're asleep. And when those activities become disrupted, your sleep often becomes disrupted too. But there is another hidden reason that may be even more common among seniors. It has to do with something happening inside your bloodstream, and for many people, it may be the real reason they keep waking up at exactly the same time every night. This next reason surprises many people. Your blood sugar may be responsible for your 3 o'clock wake-ups, even if you've never been diagnosed with diabetes. After dinner, your body gradually uses the energy stored from the food you ate. Throughout the night, your blood sugar naturally rises and falls within a healthy range. But in some older adults, that process becomes less stable. Several hours after falling asleep, blood sugar may begin to drop too low. When that happens, your brain treats it as a potential emergency. Remember, your brain depends heavily on glucose for energy. If blood sugar starts dropping too far, your body immediately responds. The adrenal glands release stress hormones, particularly cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones have one job: wake you up. They increase alertness, raise your heart rate, and signal the body to find more energy. Suddenly, your eyes open. Your heart may feel like it's beating harder. You may feel slightly anxious for no apparent reason. Some people notice sweating. Others feel hungry. Many simply describe it as a strange sense that something isn't right, and then they can't get back to sleep. This situation is surprisingly common among older adults. It's especially common in people who skip dinner, eat very little protein, follow highly restrictive diets, have prediabetes, or have diabetes that isn't well controlled. Even individuals who consider themselves healthy can experience overnight blood sugar fluctuations. The challenge is that many people never connect these episodes to their sleep problems. They simply think they have insomnia, but their body isn't waking them because it wants to. It's waking them because it believes it needs to protect them. Imagine having a smoke detector in your home. Its purpose is to wake you when something requires attention. In a similar way, stress hormones can function like an alarm system. Their job is to get your attention when your body senses an energy problem. And unfortunately, once that alarm goes off, falling back asleep can be difficult. This is why maintaining stable blood sugar is so important for healthy sleep. Your sleep and your metabolism are constantly communicating with one another. When one becomes unstable, the other often suffers. But blood sugar is not the only thing changing after age 60. There is another powerful system that undergoes major changes with aging, and for men in particular, it may explain why nighttime awakenings become increasingly common. That system is your hormones. Let's talk about something that many men rarely discuss: hormonal changes. Most people know that aging affects muscles and energy levels. What many don't realize is that it also affects sleep. As men get older, testosterone levels gradually decline. This process happens slowly over many years, which is why many people don't immediately notice it. But the effects can be significant. Testosterone influences far more than muscle strength and sexual health. It also plays a role in mood, energy, mental well-being, and sleep quality. As testosterone declines, sleep often becomes lighter and more fragmented. At the same time, another hormone may begin behaving differently: cortisol. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone. It naturally rises in the early morning to help prepare us for waking up. In younger adults, this process is usually carefully regulated. But with aging, cortisol patterns can become less predictable. Sometimes cortisol rises earlier than it should. Sometimes the nervous system becomes more sensitive to it. As a result, you may find yourself fully awake at 3 in the morning, even though your body still needs several more hours of sleep. Some men describe this experience perfectly. They say, "I don't feel sleepy anymore. I just suddenly feel awake." That's because cortisol and other stimulating hormones are sending signals that tell the brain it's time to become alert. And this isn't simply about one bad night of sleep. Over time, poor sleep and hormonal changes can create a cycle. Lower testosterone contributes to poorer sleep. Poor sleep can contribute to even greater hormonal imbalance. The cycle repeats itself night after night. Many men who experience this cycle also notice other changes. They may have less energy during the day. They may find it harder to maintain muscle mass. Their motivation may decrease. Their mood may change. Their interest in activities they once enjoyed may decline. Some experience increased irritability or persistent fatigue. These symptoms may seem unrelated to waking up at 3 in the morning, but in many cases, they are connected. The body functions as an integrated system. When one part changes, other systems often change as well. This is why repeated nighttime awakenings should never automatically be dismissed as simply getting older. Sometimes your body is trying to tell you that deeper physiological changes are taking place. And understanding those changes is often the first step toward improving both your sleep and your overall health. By now, you can see that waking up at 3 in the morning isn't always just a sleep problem. Sometimes it can be an early signal that another health condition is quietly affecting your body. Let's look at some of the most common conditions that can interfere with sleep in older adults. The first is high blood pressure. Many people think blood pressure remains the same all night, but it doesn't. Blood pressure naturally changes during sleep. In some individuals, particularly older adults, these fluctuations can become abnormal. The nervous system may become more active during the early morning hours, leading to an increase in alertness and sudden awakenings. The second condition is sleep apnea. This is far more common than most people realize. Sleep apnea occurs when breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. Each time oxygen levels begin to drop, the brain briefly wakes the body to restore normal breathing. Many people have no memory of these awakenings. They simply know that they wake up feeling exhausted or find themselves awake several times during the night. If you snore loudly, wake up gasping for air, experience morning headaches, or feel unusually tired during the day, sleep apnea may deserve further evaluation. The third condition is an enlarged prostate. For many older men, frequent nighttime urination becomes increasingly common after age 60. You fall asleep comfortably, but a few hours later, the urge to urinate wakes you up. After using the bathroom, you return to bed, only to discover that your brain has become fully alert. What started as a simple bathroom trip turns into an hour of staring at the ceiling. The fourth condition is acid reflux. As we age, digestive changes can make stomach acid more likely to move upward while lying down. Some people wake up with coughing, throat irritation, chest discomfort, or a sour taste in their mouths. Others simply wake up without understanding why. Finally, there is chronic anxiety and stress. Retirement, health concerns, financial worries, losing loved ones, and major life changes can all place significant stress on the mind. Even if you don't feel anxious during the day, your brain may remain in a heightened state of vigilance at night, and around 3 in the morning, when the world is quiet and there are few distractions, worries often become louder. This is why repeated nighttime awakenings should never be ignored. In many cases, your body is providing an early clue that something deserves attention. And the sooner you recognize that signal, the sooner you can begin addressing the underlying cause. Now let's talk about something that is completely within your control: your evening habits. Sometimes the things we do every night unintentionally set us up for poor sleep. The first mistake is eating dinner too late. A large meal shortly before bedtime forces your digestive system to continue working when it should be slowing down. Digestion requires energy. It affects blood sugar, hormone release, and body temperature. All of these factors can interfere with deep sleep. The second mistake is drinking too much liquid before bed. Hydration is important, especially for older adults. But drinking large amounts of water in the late evening often means multiple trips to the bathroom during the night. And every awakening creates another opportunity for your brain to become fully alert. The third mistake is excessive screen time. Televisions, tablets, and smartphones expose us to light that can interfere with melatonin production. Your brain may interpret this light as a signal that it's still daytime. As a result, falling asleep and staying asleep become more difficult. The fourth mistake may surprise you: using alcohol to help you sleep. Many people feel sleepy after drinking alcohol and assume it improves sleep. The reality is very different. Alcohol often fragments sleep later in the night. It reduces sleep quality and makes nighttime awakenings more likely. The fifth mistake is spending too much time inactive during the day. Our bodies are designed to move. Regular activity helps regulate hormones, improves circulation, supports healthy metabolism, and strengthens natural sleep rhythms. A sedentary lifestyle often leads to restless nights. The encouraging news is that small adjustments can make a meaningful difference. Try eating dinner a little earlier. Reduce liquids during the last couple of hours before bedtime. Dim bright lights in the evening. Avoid screens before bed whenever possible. Take a gentle walk after dinner. Establish a consistent bedtime and wake-up schedule. These changes may seem simple, but simple habits repeated consistently can significantly improve sleep quality. Sometimes the key to sleeping better is not finding a miracle cure, it's creating an environment that allows your body's natural sleep mechanisms to work as they were designed to. So what does it really mean when you keep waking up at 3 in the morning? It means your body is trying to communicate with you. Perhaps your biological clock has changed with age. Perhaps your sleep has become lighter because melatonin production has declined. Perhaps your blood sugar is fluctuating overnight. Perhaps hormonal changes are affecting your sleep cycles. Or perhaps an underlying health condition such as sleep apnea, high blood pressure, acid reflux, or an enlarged prostate is quietly disrupting your rest. The important thing to remember is this: repeatedly waking up at 3 in the morning is not necessarily something you should simply accept as an inevitable part of aging. Yes, aging changes sleep, but poor sleep should never automatically be dismissed as normal. Sleep is one of the most important foundations of healthy aging. During sleep, your brain organizes memories, your immune system repairs itself, your heart and blood vessels recover, your hormones reset. Your body performs countless functions that support long-term health and longevity. When sleep suffers, every system in the body can eventually feel the effects. The good news is that improvement is often possible. Start by paying attention to patterns. Do you wake up at the same time every night? Do you snore? Do you feel anxious? Do you wake up hungry? Do you need to urinate frequently? Do you feel exhausted despite spending enough hours in bed? These details matter. Your body often provides clues long before a health issue becomes obvious. Listen to those clues. Respect them. And don't hesitate to discuss persistent sleep problems with your healthcare provider. Sometimes addressing one hidden issue can dramatically improve sleep quality and overall well-being. I want to leave you with one final thought. A good night's sleep is not a luxury. It is one of the greatest investments you can make in your future health. The ability to sleep deeply, wake up refreshed, and feel energized during the day influences nearly every aspect of healthy aging. So if you've been waking up at 3 in the morning night after night, don't simply say, "I'm getting older." Instead, ask yourself a different question. What is my body trying to tell me? The answer may be more important than you realize. I'm Dr. Sage Sr. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this information helped you better understand your sleep, please share this video with someone you care about. Because sometimes one simple conversation can lead to better sleep, better health, and a better quality of life.